Welcome everybody, this is Vicky from the Purple Penguin Craft Room. Today is all about tips and tricks, special things that I've got going on that kind of help me out with some of my crafting ideas and getting projects done. Today I'm going to talk to you about paint, how to store your paint, how I store my paint, and how I use my paint. A lot of people question what kind of paint I'm using. Typically I will use acrylic paint. This is an example. This is actually my wall of paint. Example on my paint, I typically do acrylic paint. I do have a few chalk paints. These are my chalk paints here. Now, on my acrylic paints, you will notice I use these little jars. They are numbered, but I use these little jars. So what this is me using these little jars because I don't like to use, plates or little containers or something that has the paint dry out in them. This is what I use. So I'll show you here. So there's my paint. It goes in here. I got these little containers from Amazon. I will post the link in the description here, so you guys can see what size containers. I believe these are 2-ounce jars, and I'll just put that one back there. The smaller ones, I know you can see, I do use some smaller ones. These actually are at the Dollar Tree. In the crafting section, they come in little packs of like 5 or 6. They're little glass jars with the lids on them, and I use those when I don't use a color very often. I will use small amounts of it, so I put those in the smaller jars. So if I don't typically show you what the name of the paint is, forgive me for not doing that. I do try and show you what the names of all the paint that I'm using, but know that it's typically acrylic paint unless I say otherwise. And then you can always ask me what the name of it is. It looks like a lot of the colors that I do use are from Deco Art, but I use folk art and American, and I recently just got from Joann's to add to my collection. It's called Top Notch. Never heard of this brand before, but they had the darker orange that I really wanted, because I didn't want to have to mix my own, because I wanted a large amount of it, and I knew I couldn't mix a large amount and get like every color that I want, the exact color I wanted. So I wanted to get a darker orange. So I did do this. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. It's pretty nice. It is matte finish, so I do kind of like that. It's actually turned out really good for the project that I used. But in addition to my paint, I also will put, like you see here, this is my Mod Podge. So I do have that in a smaller container too, because that makes it easier to dip my paintbrush in. So that makes it easier for my Mod Podge. I also have clear Elmer's. I put that in there as well. So I kind of use those little containers for everything. But that's today's tips and tricks from me. Just so you know, where if I'm ever grabbing paint off of my wall, if you ever see that, this is where I'm grabbing it from, my wall of paint. I kind of need to add another shelf because I'm kind of running out of room, and I kind of need to add more to it. But this is just a brief collection of, a sneak peek into what the wall of paint that I have looks like. Everybody, happy crafting. Let me know what you think. Thank you.